So for this project, we're going to create a how-to video, an instructional video, using multiple cameras. And during this series of tutorials, we're going to walk you through the setup, the correct way of organizing your project, right down to setting up multicam, editing, adding audio, mixing audio, color correcting, color matching your footage between camera to camera, maybe even adding some color grading and final export and all of the different options there. So there's a lot we're going to cover throughout this. It's going to be very detailed. And each little video will be short, sweet, and to the point. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I've opened up Premiere and I've created a new project. I've already got my project. In fact, I'll do it again. So we'll go new project, and this window will pop up or some form of it. I already know where I'm going to put this, so let's go ahead and give this a name. So at the top, I'm going to say name, and I'm going to call this one how to, and browse my location. Let's click on browse, and I'm going to put this tutorials and how to. I'm going to put that in there and click select folder. Now we've got general information, we've got scratch disks and ingest settings. Scratch disks is interesting. I have a custom, a great example of this. A lot of times it's going to be next to your project, but I actually have a section of a hard drive set up specifically just for scratch disks. So I know that my disk cache is going to sit there, and I'll just fill up that portion of a hard drive. It's not even my regular hard drive that my operating system is sitting on. So it's cool to know that you can actually set that up. So if you don't have a large hard drive, you can get an external drive and connect it to your desktop or your laptop and use that as your disk cache as you work. Okay, so there we go. Now my project is set up. Let me just close this project out. Close that down. And as you can see, I'm in editing mode. So here we go. I'm going to click on assembly, and you can see that my assembly layout is a little bit different than yours. So I can go to Window, Workspaces, and I'm going to go to Workspaces, Reset to Save Layout. So okay, so now let's go ahead and make some changes. So you've got your project how to. I'm going to select my media browser. Now I'm going to click, drag down, and wherever it turns blue, I can drop it wherever on here, and wherever it turns blue, that's where it will drop. So I'm going to put it right here, and my project how to, select my project panel, and I've got my media browser there. Now these blue boxes around here are totally adjustable, so I can move this around, I can get things here, some things like that. So this is my media browser. This is my project panel. So in my project panel, let's do a quick setup to get this organized. I can create a bin. How can I create a bin? How do I do that? Well, at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and say new bin. Looks like a file folder there. So I'm going to say new bin. That's one way. I'm going to give it a name. Footage. Great. Well, how else can I do that? Well, what about right-clicking? Yep, new bin. Let's call this one audio. So I've got footage and audio. What else might I have? I might have visual effects. So let's go ahead and create a new bin. FX. Okay. And so on. So I've got 3 bins. Now if yours doesn't look like this, maybe it's going vertical. Look down here. I can actually say view, list view. And there you go. There's my vertical view. Or I can say icon view. I like to use this when I'm looking at footage. And then of course you can adjust the size of your icon. Your media browser is just like your hard drive or your networked drives. So these right here, these are all of my local drives on my computer. Okay. So this is what I have connected to my computer right now. So let's take a look. I have got our footage. I click on one, and you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff here. It's under tutorials, I know that, and it is under how to. There we go. There's camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Well, it's good that I've already got these organized. I'm just going to click, hold down my left mouse button, drag and select my folders with camera 1s, 2s, and 3s. And I'm going to drag that over into footage, just like this. I'm going to grab it, drag it right over, and drop it in there, like so. It's going to process for a second. There we go. And there we go, footage. 3 items in there. If I double click, there are my 3 folders. And if I click inside each one of these, you see, clip 1, 2, and clip 3. I'm going to close out of that little bin for now. Alright, let's make sure we save our work. So Command S or Control S on the PC. So now that we've got the information that we need now, and we may come back to assembly later if we need more things like audio and things like that. But for now, let's go ahead and move on to the actual bringing footage in, creating a new timeline.